The CBS Radio Mystery Theater presents... Come in. Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. 2,000 years before Christ, Antef, the Egyptian king of the 11th dynasty, had this inscribed upon his tomb: "There is none who comes back from the dead, that he may tell their state, that he may tell their needs. It is not given to man to take his property with him, nor is there one who departs who ever comes back again." Today, almost 4,000 years later, we have reason to believe this is not so. People do come back from the dead.
Rebecca, what does the ghost look like?
He's about 6 feet tall, has a beard, green pants, olive green, and he holds in his hand a long knife.
How old would you say he is?
About 30.
Anything peculiar about his clothing?
I'd say they were, well, what people wore in the 40s. My dad had pleated pants like his.
So it's possible your ghost passed over 30 years ago.
Passed over?
Died. You see, spirits never grow older. They remain exactly the age they were when they left this world and entered theirs.
Our mystery drama, The Ghost with a Knife, based on a psychic case history reported by Bryce Bond, was dramatized especially for the Mystery Theater by James Agate, Jr., and stars Arnold Moss and Patricia Elliott. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division and Contact, the 12-hour cold capsule. I'll be back shortly with Act One. You sit around talking with friends, and someone asks, "Do you believe in ghosts?" For the most part, the non-believers are those to whom extrasensory experiences have never happened. But there are very many in this world to whom the spirits of another world are very real and active and cry to be heard. One of those who hears them and deals with them is Bryce Bond, a well-known psychic scientist and investigator of the supernatural and supernormal.
Let me get out of cases, one in particular. About a week before December the 16th, 1974, I received a call from the president of the Foundation for Parasensory Investigation, who told me that a policeman from Mineola, Long Island, called to say that a Mr. and Mrs. Green, a young couple he knew, asked him to come over to their house and investigate a ghost. I set up a date with the couple and asked David Enters, a medium, a psychic, and also a photographer, to come along with me.
Come in. Come in. You are...
Bryce Bond, and this is David Enters.
How do you do? You can leave your overcoats here.
I'll hang on to my camera, if you don't mind.
You're going to take pictures of our ghost, Mr. Enters?
If I can.
I didn't know one could. This is my husband, Leo.
How do you do?
Our boy Tommy is upstairs. He's asleep, I hope.
I see you've got a camera.
I've always thought those pictures of spooks and ghosts were fakes. You know, superimposed shots, that kind of thing.
Have you seen this ghost, Mr. Green?
I most certainly have.
Well, then perhaps so can my camera. I use infrared film. Wherever heat is generated in outline or even in considerable detail, it will register on the film.
I had no idea.
May we start? Mr. Green, Mrs. Green, I'll begin by asking you your first names.
Rebecca.
Rebecca. And your husband is Leo, and your boy is...
Tommy.
Tommy. Well, now, I'm Bryce, and this is David. If we're to help you, we should all try to be as relaxed and informal and friendly as we can. Now, this apparition you experience, we want you to regard him or her...
It's a man.
Well, he's to be regarded as a friend. We don't want to antagonize or frighten him.
We're the ones who are being frightened. He isn't really a very friendly spirit. He looks horrible.
Rebecca, can you tell us when you first saw him?
Yes. When I first... It all started
Becky, may I? My wife is really very upset about this. You see, she's home most of the time. I'm at work. So she's been under a much greater strain. I think I can be calmer.
There it is. Those are the footsteps.
We've sort of become used to our ghost walking up from the cellar. He's been doing that for months now.
Leo, I can tell them. Tommy was the first to see the ghost. Tommy, my son. He came down one morning. He's only 4. And he said, Mommy, who's that man in my room? He said, I woke up in the middle of the night, and he was standing there.
We didn't know what to make of it at first. I said to Becky, I think Tommy's having a nightmare. But it kept happening, night after night.
That's him, coming up the cellar stairs. Then he opens the cellar door. He's doing it now, in the kitchen.
Well, maybe he's showing off because you've got guests.
Oh, no, he does that every evening. But most of the time you don't see him. He doesn't, what do you call it?
Materialize.
No, he doesn't. He just walks around invisible. And I don't like the idea of leaving my wife and son in a house with a strange guy. He's 6 foot tall.
Will you excuse me? I'd like to go into the kitchen and have a look down those cellar stairs. I'll be right back.
So he goes up and down the cellar stairs.
That's right. Through the cellar, into the boiler room.
Always follows a pattern.
I think he's trying to attract our attention to something. We get the feeling he wants us to follow him down there.
And do you follow him?
Yes, we have many times, but there isn't anything special down there, so it doesn't make any sense.
Cellar door was open. Went down a couple of steps, but I couldn't see a thing. Took some shots, but I don't have much hope.
Well, there's nothing down there but the usual stuff people have in their basements. And the oil burner. Actually, 2 oil burners. We put in a new one last spring and just left the old, useless, rusty one where it was.
Leo, how long have you lived here?
Since right after last Christmas. Almost a year.
It was December 29th, last year.
The house was built in 1929, so the old oil burner didn't owe us anything.
Anyway, all this started this past October. For weeks, we only heard noises. And then, as I told you, Tommy started to see the ghost in his room at night. And about a month ago, November, so did we.
Well, I'm sorry we didn't know about this manifestation sooner.
So am I. But Becky and I, we didn't know what to do. You know, people kid you. And remember Joe Forster, our friendly patrolman.
Mm-hmm. What made you decide to tell a policeman?
It's one thing just to hear noises. It's another thing to see a man 6 feet tall. But last Monday, I was alone here with Tommy. And he came at us with the knife.
I've done many years of investigative work into the parasensory, but this was the first time I'd heard of a supernatural entity holding a knife. I gave the Greens a complete rundown of who David and I were, the extent of the work of the foundation, and said that we were quite prepared to help them immediately.
You mean right now, this evening?
As much as we can. Agreed?
I should say so.
Oh, yes.
Rebecca, let's start by going upstairs to Tommy's room. That's where he first saw the apparition?
Yes. But I wouldn't like to wake him.
It's not necessary. And, Leo, would you take David down to the cellar so that he can have a look around? It's from the cellar the ghost always comes, yes?
That's right. We think he must live down there.
Just up these stairs, Mr.
Bryce.
Bryce. Here at the landing. That's our bedroom. Leo's and mine on the right. And Tommy's is on the left. Only Tommy has seen him inside his room. I first saw him here, outside Tommy's door. Was standing right where you're standing.
What does he look like?
He's about 6 feet tall, has a beard, dark hair, a maroon-colored shirt, green pants, olive green. And then, now, he carries this big knife.
Rebecca, how old would you say the ghost is?
Not old, about 30.
Uh-huh. Is there anything peculiar about his clothing?
Peculiar? You mean like bloodstains?
Oh, no. I mean, is it modern or is it old-fashioned?
Sort of modern, but not really what you're wearing today. Sort of like what people were wearing 20, 30 years ago.
I see. So it's possible the ghost passed over in the 1940s.
Passed over?
Died.
Oh. Do they appear to us in the same clothes they wore when they died?
Of course. The same clothes and the same age. Spirits never grow older as we do. They remain exactly the age they were when they left this world and entered theirs. Well, now, can we take a peek into Tommy's bedroom?
I'll open the door very quietly. I don't want to wake him.
Now, where was the ghost standing when Tommy saw him?
Mostly at the foot of his bed. Most of the times. Right by that window. Oh, and that's another thing. Wait a sec. I want to show you something. I don't know if this... Would you take a look at this plant?
Well, what is it? Or should I say, what was it?
African violets.
Could have used a little water.
That's just the point. This morning, this plant was healthy and alive. I got it at the store. It's at least a tenth of... Well, I don't know how many plants or all kinds we've put in Tommy's room. And he loves growing things. We watch them, water them, but they all die. Overnight, they shrivel up. Have you seen enough?
Yes, I have. How does Tommy react to the ghost?
Well, he's very little.
But still...
He isn't scared. But he's only 4. That's awfully young to understand fear. I'll tell you something I've noticed, Bryce. Whenever I go into Tommy's room, I feel good there.
Can you explain that a little better?
Well, in the rest of the house, I feel uneasy, almost like alarmed. But in Tommy's bedroom, it's really more peaceful. I've had the funny idea that maybe the ghost is protecting my baby, and that's why it feels good in there.
Oh, there you are. Well, we explored the cellar. How's everything upstairs, Bryce?
It's very interesting, David. As I said before, this ghost follows a pattern. No question about that. You saw nothing in the basement.
Nothing visible, but I think, Bryce, we should consider that the old oil burner may have something to do with the ghost.
That had occurred to me, too, David. But what?
Well, a number of possibilities, Leo. Somebody may be buried under the concrete.
In our cellar? Buried?
How horrible.
There's no point speculating how this wandering spirit died. Our job is to try to discover why he's here. I find it warm in here. It would give us a better working atmosphere if you could please lower the heat. Just turn it down a couple of degrees.
Oh, Leo, we forgot to tell them.
Yes, we did. You see, Bryce, he turns up the heat.
He? You mean...
Yes, we forgot to tell you about that.
We're no different from anybody else. We've been trying to conserve heat. Every night we push the thermostat down to about 60 or 65.
Did either of you turn the thermostat down tonight?
Yes, I did. I remember distinctly doing it, but just before you two arrived.
Now, come have a look at the thermostat.
90. Look at that. Oh, let me get a shot.
Yep, 90 degrees. That's what he usually pushes it up to. We've gotten up in the middle of the night, roasting. Come down, 90 degrees. We haven't been able to figure out what he's trying to do to us.
Leo, move to one side, please, so I can focus.
Yeah, sorry.
At least now we know he's come up from the cellar and was right here at this spot, this evening. Before, when I heard him walking back down the cellar stairs, I was afraid he'd left us. When strangers enter a house, generally a spirit will not manifest itself unless you make a real effort to be friendly.
Bryce, can I say something? I mean, about the way I feel.
Well, by all means.
I have a funny... No, it's not funny. It's really a very strange sense of dread. I never felt it quite so strong. Becky, what is it?
Oh, don't you feel it? Don't you feel anything?
You mean that cold wave of air? Well, sure, I feel it. I'll just cover the whole room, see if anything registers on the infrared.
Oh, we haven't done something awful, have we? I mean, by asking you here.
It's very cold right in front of me. Like someone's looking right into my face.
I don't think I can stand this much longer, oh, Leo.
We must all be calm and accept the fact that at this very moment, our mysterious friend is in this room, and he's moving about.
Rebecca and Leo Green are real people. This event really occurred in their Tudor-style home on Locust Avenue, Mineola, Long Island, on the 16th of December, 1974. Bryce Bond and David Enters are witness to this fact. I'll return shortly with Act Two. The lives of a young suburban couple and their 2-year-old son are suddenly turned topsy-turvy when their home is invaded by an apparition who appears to live in their cellar and wanders about their house day and night. To live in a house with a spectral stranger is unnerving enough, but when the ghost carries a long, dangerous-looking knife, it can be terrifying. Why is he here? Can he be made to leave? Bryce Bond, the parasensory scientist, picks up the account.
We sat in the Greens' living room, aware of the rustle of cold air moving around us. The vibrations I picked up made it quite clear that the ghost was in that room at that very moment.
Will you folks excuse me a moment? I'm going to have to reload my camera, and I've got my film in my coat.
I'd like to turn the lights down a little more.
Must we?
Well, suppose I just turn out the overhead lights and leave this one next to the sofa. And what about the candles on the mantelpiece?
Oh, no. Leave those burning. That's all right.
I'm almost afraid to look at the candles. I know that when the flames move, he's there.
Rebecca, what was the last time you actually saw him?
Last night.
You had a good close look at him, hmm? How far away was he?
He was standing right there by the mantelpiece. Leo had gone to bed. I was emptying the ashtrays over here.
Mm-hmm. Now, when you saw the apparition last night, did he appear just as physical as I do now? Or did you see through him?
He was as clear as you are. In fact, it's crazy, but I'd rather really see him than have him be invisible.
And when he went, he didn't fade away, or did he?
I don't know. I went into the kitchen with the ashtray and dumped it in the garbage, and when I came back into the living room, he was gone.
Did he have a knife in his hand last night, Rebecca?
I don't know. It's just getting too much. I told you, Leo, we've got to move. I don't want to stay in this house any longer. I don't.
Oh, honey.
I don't.
Come on, that's no way to talk.
I think if you can hold on to yourselves for a little bit longer, we may be able to get the ghost to move.
There's another side to this. It may not all be as heavy as you think. A lot of apparitions love to play tricks.
In the fall, we were having trouble with the new oil burner, and I was on the phone with the oil burner man, and he said, would I go down and look at some gauge or something? I went down the cellar steps, and I fell. It was exactly as if somebody had tripped me. And then it happened again, another time.
Well, that's funny. I didn't notice any loose steps when I was down there earlier. Did you, Leo?
I haven't been down to the cellar tonight.
Well, sure you have. You brought me down. I took some pictures.
Tonight?
Of course. You're kidding me.
Oh, I absolutely don't remember.
Has this happened before in this house? Somebody's actually gone down to the basement and not remembered?
Oh, Leo. I went upstairs to Tommy's room with Bryce, and you took David into the cellar.
I did?
You don't remember?
No, I don't. I did not go down to the cellar tonight.
Oh, good Lord.
Rebecca and Leo were working themselves up into quite a state, getting increasingly agitated. I knew the vibrations they were creating were negative and would make it almost impossible to communicate with a haunting spirit.
I don't know if it's your imagination or mine. This happens to us every single night. Becky and I accusing each other of too much imagination. We even stopped having coffee with our dinner.
Rebecca, how good is your imagination?
Well, good as anybody else's, I guess.
All right. But I'm going to ask you to use it constructively. Now, this is what I want you to do, Rebecca. It's a psychic technique we use if a person is bothered by a poltergeist or an astral form who's tied to the earth, as is your ghost with a knife. Now, I ask the rest of you to remain quite silent. Rebecca, I want you to imagine yourself in a ball of white light. Close your eyes.
It won't hurt me.
On the contrary, this white light, sometimes we call it the God light, because no evil force can penetrate it.
Is the man an evil force?
At this point, we don't know.
He has a knife.
I know that, Rebecca. But holding a knife doesn't necessarily mean he's a man with evil intent.
His face. It's not a nice face.
But just in case there is danger, superimpose yourself with, or let's say, contain yourself in a globe of white light.
A large globe?
Do you feel anything? Do you see anything?
I have my eyes closed.
I know that. But in your mind's eye, you should begin to actually see the white light. It's the light of protection, Rebecca. It's the light of love.
I see it. The white light. I'm inside it. I see it.
All right, David, it's time now.
What's David going to do? More pictures?
So David is also a medium. We didn't want to tell you that in the beginning of our session because sometimes people can't appreciate the sensitivity of a medium and they're somewhat disbelieving. But I think now you're both beginning to believe that we can help you. David, sit back. Be comfortable. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bryce. Your presence is getting fainter.
What's David doing?
He's dropping into a trance.
Yes. Yes. I see him. I see the man. He is tall. Very tall.
David's standing up.
His face. His face.
That's the face of the ghost. David is making his face look like the ghost's.
He wants to speak. He wants to speak through Bryce. He wants to say something, Bryce.
No harm. No harm. I mean no harm.
Why do you say that, Bryce?
Thank you, Bryce. He thanks you for letting him use your voice.
The ghost had used my own larynx, my throat, to say the words, I mean no harm. This had never happened to me before. Usually it's the medium who speaks for the spirit. We then brought David out of his deep trance. Naturally, he remembered nothing of what had occurred since he's the conduit between the two worlds. I then proposed we examine every room in the Greens' house for vibrations, starting at the top. All of us went up the narrow stairs to the attic.
Bryce, would you take over now? I'm going to try for some more pictures.
Sure. Rebecca, Leo, let's turn out that electric bulb hanging there. It's better if we're in darkness. Remember, when you can't see the ghost, he also is unable to see you. When his body is visible to you, so is yours to him.
Oh, that startled me.
Come on, it's only a thunder shower.
Rain in December?
Please. Let no one speak. Spectral spirits, we have no thoughts for you but kindness and love. It is time now for you to leave the world of earth and return to your world, where there must be God's work for you to do. Do you hear me, spirits? Speak to us. Make us know why you are tied to this house. You have left behind your loved ones in your world to be here. Spectral spirit, why are you in this house? What do you want to say? Oh, I feel the weight. Something was taking possession of me. My head became heavy. It was hard to breathe, to get my words out. The spirit was trying to come through and tell me something. At last it passed, and we left the attic. On the second floor, we checked every room. Little Tommy's, where he lay asleep, had the warmest vibrations. Leo and Rebecca's very cold and unusual vibrations. David took pictures everywhere.
Bryce, shall we do the exorcism now?
I was just going to suggest that. Every room.
Exorcism? Isn't that some kind of spooky religious thing for witches and devils and, well, I don't know what?
Leo, you've been seeing too many horror movies. We're not about to exorcise a person, but the rooms.
But isn't that, well, kind of sacrilegious?
No, not at all. Ours is very, very simple. We just try to communicate to see the prevailing entity, and sometimes we do. It appears in a misty form.
How do you do it?
We use the sign of the cross.
I thought the cross was a symbol of what Jesus Christ was crucified on.
Oh, heavens, no. That sign isn't the exclusive property of the church. The true cross is fire, air, water, earth. It predates Christianity by at least 65,000 years.
I had no idea.
The sign was used in those ancient days as a fire line to burn away negativity and to act as a natural blessing.
And that's the sign you're going to make now?
Exactly as the ancient metaphysical priests did. It's not a religious cross at all.
Can we watch?
But dear Rebecca, you should watch. This is your house. This sign will bring peace to it. We blessed all the walls of every room with our perfect cross. David and I both making large hand movements up and down and from left to right.
What do we do now?
I think now, Leo, we've created a safer haven for the ghost, so we'll have another try at communicating with it.
Why would you have to keep talking to that thing? That awful ghost with a horrible face and that knife. Why don't you just make him go away? We never did anything to anybody ever.
Don't you see, Rebecca? If we can get it to tell us why it haunts you, the whole mystery will be solved.
Now it's an it. Before it was a him. Is it real? Is it unreal? A thing or a person? Oh, it's too much for me.
Bryce, may I explain?
Please do, David.
Look, Rebecca, Leo, the spirit world is not a world where there is no life. Those spirits, like the ghost with the knife, they have just as much love and compassion as you and I. And that's why...
They have love and compassion and act like he does?
I'd say even more love. There's a reason for him being here. There is.
I suppose I shouldn't be making such a fuss. Maybe he is just trying to tell us something.
Well, that's what I'm hoping, Rebecca. So will you bear with David and with me?
And that's 12 o'clock.
Let's have another go at it. David?
Leo, Rebecca, will you give us a chance? We do know what we're doing.
12 o'clock.
Rebecca, I'm going to ask you again to turn out the lights and just leave the candles burning. David doesn't need much light to find his way into the other world.
hard to believe, is it? This is not fiction. It's fact. The foundation for parasensory investigation indeed exists. Scientific psychic explorer Bryce Bond is a real person. And the events you are listening to happened. To what extent this couple and their child were freed from the haunting of the ghost with a knife, we shall find out when I return shortly with Act 3. When you enter a new world, you are a stranger until you learn the language. Everything is foreign, unexpected, almost mysterious, until you know the ABCs. So it is also in the world of mathematics, space travel, medicine, and science. So it is in this strange world of psychic phenomena. At last, Rebecca and Leo Green are trying to understand the key to it, as well as the key words to free themselves from this astral visitor. Bryce Bond continues.
I told them I felt we were getting close to the solution. The next step was for David again to enter a trance state. Trance state. Now, what's that, they wanted to know. I explained that through David, we'd be able to enter the mysterious land of the spirit side.
I'm sorry I acted like that, Bryce. It was stupid of me, especially when I believe we're on the home stretch. I really do want to know.
So do I, every step of the way. And you were telling us about trance state, Bryce.
It's a state of being and non-being. For instance, when I do my healing, I drop down into a trance state, meaning myself, my ego, the Bryce Bond ego, leaves me, as David's is leaving him now.
Why do you do that?
Can we have silence, please?
David is freeing himself so that he can channel all the energy from above. You see? Now watch him. He's shaking his head, and now he's nodding. Do you see?
I mean no harm. I mean no harm.
Neither do we, sir, let me assure you. We wish you no harm, and we believe you wish us none.
No harm. No harm.
I want you to listen to me carefully, Spirit. Here on Earth, it is now winter time, December. In a little more than a week, it'll be Christmas. Do you remember Christmas?
Christmas.
The time of goodwill to men and the time of peace?
Christmas.
The year is 1974. Understand? 1974.
74.
That's right. That is the year it is today. Now, can you tell me when it is you passed away, passed over?
I am glad. I'm glad to talk to you. You have opened the gate for me to talk to you.
I'm also glad. Do you remember what year it was you passed over?
When? You say...
Winter or summer?
About like this time. Snow and cold outside.
Do you remember the year? The year you died.
The year. I don't remember the numbers anymore.
What do you remember?
I can tell you how it was. I was very sick and I couldn't go out. I'd sit up in a chair all dressed and I'd listen to the radio a lot. There were little plays on the radio every day. Soap operas, they called them. I lived a whole year listening. They kept me alive. I didn't want to leave them. Nobody would let me out of my room. And I hadn't put it right.
What hadn't you put right?
I knew as I lay there, I hadn't fixed it right. It would go wrong.
What is it that would go wrong?
I want to tell them.
Is it something you want to tell Rebecca and Leo and Tommy?
I love little children.
What is it that's troubling you? Do you want to tell them something?
From harm.
You are warning them. Is that it?
Harm.
What harm? What harm?
Yes, try.
Rebecca and Leo and Tommy don't know who you are, but they love you. The strength of their love is wishing you to tell them. What harm? Spirit, somewhere here on earth, you must have left behind some loved ones, and they love you too. Can you hear me? Can you hear me still? The ghost has gone. Are you all right, David?
Yes. He was very strong, wasn't he?
We almost found out why he comes here. It's something he's left undone. Thank you, David.
Won't our ghost come back?
I hope so, but I don't know. I'd imagine that until his job is finished, he won't leave you.
What job? What is it? What could he have yet to do?
All close our eyes now. I shall speak for all of us. At this very moment, we are all going to the cellar door.
Yes. Yes.
We want to go down the cellar stairs.
I have that feeling, too. Yes.
A sense of urgency. Now. We must go now.
Yes, we mustn't waste a moment.
There was no question about it. It was a pull as strong as gravity. We all knew we had to go down to the basement. I led the way, and then, strangely enough, like Rebecca had done before me, I, too, tripped on the last step and almost fell.
There he is. Over there. By the cellar window.
Oh, yes. I hope I've got enough film left in the camera.
He's coming this way. He's moving over to my workbench.
Friend, what is the warning you have for us? Show us.
He's doing something with his foot.
Remember, dear friend, we wish to help you do what you have left undone. Then you can return to your world. Can you hear me? Can you understand me?
Bryce, I don't want to take any more pictures. I have a strong sense of unity with him now. If I'm in a trance state, accept that and do whatever he says to do through me.
Of course, David. The pictures are not important. Now I have exactly the same sense of haste, of something to be done quickly.
Oh, there he goes. Into the oil burner room.
Stand back. There are gas leaks down here.
What?
Back. Danger.
What leaks? I never smelled anything down here.
Good Lord, yes. It is gas.
Do something now. Now. Hurry before it's too late.
Emergency service, Island Lighting.
Yeah, this is Leo Green, 1447 Locust Avenue, Mineola. There's a gas leak in our basement. Will you send somebody over right away?
Green, 1447 Locust, Mineola. You have your oil burner on right now?
Becky, do we have the oil burner on right now?
Of course we do. Can't you hear it?
Yes, we do have it on right now.
Do you have a red box marked emergency switch?
Just a moment. Do we have a red box, an emergency switch?
Yes, at the head of the stairs.
Yes, we do. Right at the head of the stairs.
Well, will you go there now and switch it off? We'll have somebody around to your house very shortly. It was quite true. The message relayed through David by the ghost. There was a gas leak. It had been seeping for quite some time. The power company told the Greens that had they not been alerted, in a matter of hours, their house on Locust Avenue might have gone sky high in an explosion. Everything was turned off and made safe by 3 a.m. We were all sitting around in the kitchen, finally having some coffee.
All those days and nights of not knowing. Oh, and now it's all over.
Did you take a look at Tommy?
Yes, he hasn't stirred. He slept right through the whole thing. Funny, when I went up to check on him, I felt this very warm vibration, and I thought, I know. A ghost has come up to Tommy's room to say goodbye. Then all of a sudden the feeling just disappeared.
Your little boy had a friend.
I don't think you'll have any problems about keeping plants alive in his room anymore.
Well, couldn't it have been the gas? Plants are sensitive to that.
You think that's what it was, Rebecca?
Oh, Leo, sometimes I begin to really wonder about you. It was the ghost trying to warn us.
Come on now. Can't there be a natural reason for something? Everything can't be explained by the supernatural.
But there was no gas leak anywhere near Tommy's room. You come on now.
Look, friends, we have a report to write and some sleep to get. Thank you for the coffee.
Oh, Bryce, you and David were real friends. Been an experience I don't think either of us will ever forget.
I'd say on the whole, we had a very peaceful reaction. Don't you agree, Bryce?
Oh, yes, indeed. This ghost with a knife, he was quite a peaceful entity. Not a negative entity in the slightest.
Only negative briefly to frighten them into action.
I hesitate to think where we'd be tomorrow if you two hadn't shown up.
Who knows?
Possibly our friend the ghost would have still found some way to warn you.
When I think of it, he did everything short of ripping the thermostat off the wall. And still we didn't get the message.
Oh, nice fellow.
You know, towards the end there, I sort of wished I could have gotten to know him better. You don't think he'll be back?
I doubt it.
Not even for a short visit?
Well, good night, all. Where did you put our coats?
Oh, I'll show you.
Good night. And thank you, everybody. We'll let you know if my pictures show anything.
I mean, David, didn't you feel that way? That you'd like to have known the ghost better? I would.
Leo, who knows? If everything hadn't worked out, then maybe yes. You might have gotten to know him real well. You might have spent Christmas with your ghost in his world.
Today, at the Greens' house in Long Island, there are no more mysterious footsteps. The thermostat stays where you put it. Plants grow. And on Thursdays, when Rebecca's Bridge Club meets, there are no strange men in the kitchen. But there is a larger meaning to the story you have just heard, which I'll tell you when I return shortly. You have heard how, step by step, a higher intelligence tried to communicate danger to an average couple living in an average town. You have heard how the parasensory investigators took the steps that freed the astral being so that it could return to its world and get on with its own life. What, in our language, our words, was this being? Was it the mind? Some scientists say so. For the mind of man never dies, only the body. And so it is entirely possible that life can exist on the spirit side. And perhaps one day we shall all find out why and how. Our cast included Arnold Moss, Patricia Elliott, Bob Caliban, and Gordon Gould. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown.
Welcome. I'm E.G. Marshall. Are you familiar with the phrase, suspension of disbelief? I don't know who first coined it, but it means, of course, the willingness to accept an occurrence or a story that is not based in logic or demonstrated fact. Without it, there would be no children's fairy stories, no myths, no fantasies, no legends. Without it, naturally, this story could never have happened, even though you're about to hear that it did.
Sam,
Look out! That truck! Turn the wheel, go off the road!
What?
What do you want to be, a ghost yourself? That truck! Do as I say! Our mystery drama, The Forgetful Ghost, was written especially for the Mystery Theater by Ian Martin and stars Mandel Kramer. It is sponsored in part by Buick Motor Division. I'll be back shortly with Act One.
Introducing the new Century, a Buick like you've never seen before.
A little science.
The fastback design is pure function. But the execution is pure Buick.
A little magic.
The trim new Century has a new design, a new size.
A little science.
Yet inside, there's more head and leg room than last year.
A little magic.
Say, that wouldn't be the new Buick Century, would it? Yes, sir, that's it. Boy, it looks so good, I can't believe it. Yes, sir. And all that room and luxury in there. I mean, it's hard to believe, you know? Yes, sir. Hey, can I ask you a question? Yes, sir. How'd you guys do it anyway? Sir, you'd never believe it.
They surely will astound you. The amazing things you see. The cars they built, the wonders work. How can such things be? A little science, a little magic. A little science, a little magic. A little science, a little magic.
There should be nothing sad about age, as long as the spirit is young and the flesh is strong. But when a wasting disease saps your energy, then, with the physical pain, comes the extended agony of the spirit. The long look back down the bright tunnel of memory grows dimmer, and the shadowed figure looming up out of the darkness ahead becomes a welcome visitor. For the sick, not the well. For them, the agony does not end. Eve Gordon is dying. Tonight, tomorrow night, next week, the appointment is still not made. She lies in her bed beside Sam, her slumbering husband, her eyes closed, half dozing, begging for sleep. Then suddenly, she is wide awake with a startled cry.
Oh! Oh!
What? Huh? Eve?
Sam. Sam.
What is it? Eve? Eve, are you all right? Wait, I'll get your medicine.
I don't need that.
What is it?
Listen.
But Eve...
Listen.
I don't hear anything. What should I hear?
How can you hear? You don't listen. Hush.
Nothing. You hear anything?
No. Not now.
Well, what did you think you heard?
There's someone in the house.
Well, if there was, he must have gone.
No. No, he's still there, I tell you.
How can you know?
I just do. Oh, what's he here for? A robber?
You want I should call the police?
No. Oh, I think he must be gone by now. I don't hear him anymore.
Look, how about you take another pill, honey?
I don't want any more pills.
You got pain?
No. Just, I'm jumpy like. I can't sleep.
How about a nice hot chocolate drink?
Oh, well, it might be nice, but no. I don't want you going downstairs.
Honey, the house is closed up tight. No one could get in.
Just the same, why take chances? He might be armed.
Who?
The man downstairs.
I thought you said he was gone.
Well, I don't hear him anymore.
I'll tell you what. I'll get my hickory walking stick from the hall stand at the bottom of the stairs. That's as good a weapon as an Irish shillelagh. Okay?
Yes, if you promise.
What is it, honey?
Oh, nothing. No, nothing. You get me some chocolate. That'd be nice.
All right. I'll be back as soon as the milk heats.
Sam?
Yes?
Don't forget the walking stick. Just in case.
I won't. So here I am, going down the stairs in my own house. And the last thing that's going to worry me is my wife thought she heard a prowler. What worries me is my wife, Eve.
Nearly 40 years together. Wonderful years, and we both know it won't be long now before she's taken from me. According to the doctors, she's on borrowed time already. She's only holding on. It's just like Eve. She knows we have an anniversary next week. Oh, Lord, what will I do if I have to face it alone? I'm at the bottom of the stairs now, and suddenly I'm snapped out of all my inner thoughts. My senses are very alert. I'm aware that it's very quiet. Very quiet. That hour before dawn, I hear little noises. A whisper of wind outside. The house moving in its sleep. The sound of my own footsteps and my breathing. Did I make a noise? Or was it someone else? Could Eve have been right? Was there someone else in the house? I reach for my walking stick, jarring the other canes and umbrellas in the stand. I think I hear that sound again, like the scurrying of a mouse or a rat. Without turning on the light, I head for the kitchen, the stick raised over my head, and there, as I snap on the light, I see him. A strange, little crumpled-up man with a stark white face, a long, thin nose.
No, please. Please don't hit me.
What are you doing here?
I can explain, honest. Just please don't hit me. It wouldn't do any good, you know. It'd go right through me, you see. But it hurts just the same.
What do you mean it would go right through you?
Well, just what I said. There's nothing to me, you see.
Well, you don't look like much, that's a fact.
Well, it never was, come right down to it. Never weighed a pound over 135, even before I passed over.
Passed over?
That's right. Oh, you didn't think I was real, did you? I mean, you take a good look, you can see right through me.
I can. You mean you're a ghost?
I guess that's about the size of it.
Well, what are you doing here, haunting me? I don't even know you. Do I?
No, I don't think so, not to the best of my recollection.
Then what are you doing here?
Well, now, you see, that's a long story. I don't think we should go into that right now.
I haven't time for any hard luck stories. I have enough problems of my own.
Yeah, I know.
I have to make some hot chocolate for my wife. She's sick. You know? How?
I don't know. Just somehow I do.
Oh. Well, just let me get the kettle on, and while I'm making the chocolate, we'll see if we can't get you straightened out. Now, you want some aspirin for your headache?
Oh, I don't know if I better. I don't know how it would work, me being a ghost and all.
Now, this is crazy. I mean, it can't be happening. I can't be talking to you.
Why not?
Because you just aren't. I mean, there is no such thing as a ghost.
Well, you don't believe the evidence of your own eyes?
I'm afraid of what my eyes see. The doc must be right. I'm getting hypertension, high blood pressure. I'm seeing things.
You're seeing me.
I can't be seeing you. Ghosts are invisible.
Oh, we are. I mean, I am, except to you.
Then how can I see you?
I don't know. You're different somehow.
I wish I weren't.
Sorry to be a nuisance.
Look, I wish you'd just go away and leave me alone. The water's hot already. I have to make the chocolate now. Take it up to my wife.
Well, where would I go? It's cold out and it's raining.
Well, don't you have somebody of your own that you can go and haunt?
Well, I have a daughter, Margot.
Fine. Go haunt her.
I can't. She's all the way up in Pawtucket.
Pawtucket?
Rhode Island. It's too far, and I haven't any money.
I'll be glad to lend you some. I'll give it to you if you'll just go away.
No, please don't throw me out.
What's the matter? You don't want to visit your daughter?
I don't think so. I'm not welcome there anyway. And, see, it's so dangerous.
What do you mean dangerous?
Sam, are you all right?
Now we've disturbed my wife. Yes, Eve, I'm fine.
But you've been so long gone, I started to worry.
What are you doing out of bed?
I've been laying there going out of my mind, and I thought I heard you talking to someone. But there's no one here.
What do you mean? There's...
Oh, Sam, darling. Oh, what have I done to you with this long illness?
What have you done to me? You haven't done anything, sweetheart.
Oh, yes, I have. Oh, I've got you talking to yourself. You're on the edge of a nervous breakdown.
I'm not any such thing.
All right, now, no, shh, baby. Just come up to bed.
I was just going to bring you the chocolate.
Bring it, and a cup for you. You need it. more than I do.
But I haven't been talking to myself, Eve.
What else? Who else is there here?
Well, there's...
Forget it, Mr. Gordon. She can't see me or hear me.
There's what? What, Sam?
Nothing. Nothing, honey. Maybe we should get off to bed. You go first. And you get out of here, Pruitt, or whatever your name is.
What, Sam?
I said I'll bring the tray.
Please, can't I stay at least till it stops raining?
Oh, all right. I'll be down as soon as I can. Have some chocolate while you're waiting.
I don't want my chocolate here. I want it upstairs.
I'm bringing it, dear.
You better go.
I'll be back as soon as I can.
No hurry. I'm not going anywheres.
Oh, the chocolate was good. Oh, I'm sleepy now.
That's good, precious. You just lay back. You need your rest.
So do you.
Oh, don't worry about me.
Oh, it's been a long time, Sam. A wonderful time. A beautiful time. It's time for me to go.
No. No, don't say that.
A burden is all I am. And the strain is too much for you.
Eve, you don't understand. I don't know how to explain it, but there is someone down there who... Oh, all right, my darling. That's right. You sleep. How could I explain it anyway? How can I explain it to myself? There is or there isn't. Maybe Eve is right. I'm just crazy. Look, the thing to do is to get you back to your daughter.
Oh, but I told you, I don't
And
think
I've been doing some thinking. And here's what I figure. Now, tomorrow is Myrtle Day.
It's what?
Myrtle, my wife's sister. She comes one day every week to, spell me with Eve. Makes Eve feel better. I should have a day off. So I'll drive you to Pawtucket.
Oh, I hate to take you out of your way.
Look, it's something to do. Usually I don't know how to fill my time. I just stay away to make Eve feel better, to please her. Now, look, you'll be able to travel by car? I mean, that's no problem?
Oh, I used to get car sick. But maybe now I wouldn't anymore.
Let's hope so. Tomorrow morning, as soon as Myrtle gets here, we leave for Pawtucket. Well, if her husband mistreats her like that, why doesn't your daughter just walk out on him?
With 4 children and a 5th on the way? What would she live on?
What's her husband do for a living?
Oh, he's a bartender. When he works.
What do they live on now?
His father left him the house free and clear as long as he lives in it. If he doesn't, it goes to his sister.
That's a rough situation. So how does she get out of it?
No way. Without money.
Couldn't you go and scare the daylights out of him?
Oh, he'd never see me. He doesn't believe in ghosts.
Well, can't you shake him up? I mean, as long as you're invisible. You could push him off the curb or trip him or shove him into an open manhole or something.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Why not?
I'm not allowed. I can only do what I'm told to.
So what are we driving all the way to Pawtucket for?
Well, I have to do something while I'm waiting to get back. And I kind of want to help my daughter.
You're some kind of a ghost, all right. You're no help to anyone. You're not even a ghost. You're a jinx.
Hey, look out, Sam. A truck. Turn the wheel. Go off the road.
What?
What do you want to be, a ghost yourself? The truck. Do as I say.
What was that? What happened? Has our mild, ineffectual little ghost turned out to be some evil spirit who has lured poor Sam Gordon to a violent death? Or is he just a creature of Sam's disturbed, worried, haunted mind who has led Sam to seek a way out from the long horror of watching the wife he loves die by degrees? We'll know more when I return shortly with Act 2.
I'm chewing gum again. Big deal? It is to me. I had to give up gum because it stuck to my dental work. But with Free Dent Gum from Wrigley's, I can enjoy chewing gum again. It doesn't stick. Fact is, until I found Freedent, I'd forgotten how fresh and clean my mouth and breath could feel anytime. Freedent in peppermint and spearmint. You'll like it.
Feel free to chew Freedent.
It won't stick to most dental work.
Freedent gum.
In the car, along the grass off the highway, a shaken Sam sits in the car he has finally braked to a stop. 100 feet or so behind him, jackknifed across 2 lanes of the road, in a shatter of broken glass and twisted guardrail, in exactly the spot where Sam would have been if he hadn't driven off the road, is a huge trailer truck which has burst into flames.
What happened? The tractor truck that was coming toward us jumped the center guardrail.
Good Lord, if I'd have been there, it would have wiped me out.
Just wasn't your time.
No, you saved my life. You were the one made me turn the wheel.
Corporal Hampton State Patrol. You need help, sir?
No, I'm all right, thanks to...
You sure?
Yes, no damage.
You must have had ESP or something. I was after the truck driver for speeding when all of a sudden, just like that, he lost control. Man, you're lucky you followed your hunch.
No, it wasn't a hunch. My friend here was the one who...
What friend? I don't see anyone else in the car. You sure you're all right?
Yes.
We've got another ambulance here. Maybe we'd better run you down to the hospital and check you out.
No need. How's the driver?
Cold turkey. We got him out before the fire, but I think he had a heart attack or something. Well, like once again, you sure lucked out. That rig would have hit you for sure and wiped you out total. Listen, you sure you don't want to see a doc?
No reason.
You didn't get hit on the head or something?
No. Why would you think that?
I thought I heard you talking, like to someone, when I came up.
Who would I talk to? You can see I'm all alone, can't you?
That's what I mean.
If you heard anything, it was just a prayer of thankfulness.
Well, you can say that again. Okay, mister, if you're all right, I got plenty to do back there.
Pruitt?
I wish you'd call me Peter.
How come you knew that truck was going to jump the guardrail?
Oh, the driver told me.
The what?
The driver. See, he had a heart attack and died just before the accident, so he told me while he was passing over.
Oh. Tell me, you still want to go on and see your daughter?
Well, if you don't mind, I hate to be a trouble, but may we?
How can I refuse anyone who just saved my life? Well, Peter?
What's that?
We're going to just sit here, watch your daughter and the children playing in the backyard?
Oh, what else?
Well, don't you want to go and see them and talk to them?
What's the use? They couldn't see me. They wouldn't even know I was there.
How do you know?
Your wife, she couldn't. The cop, he couldn't. All the people who trample me when I'm in a crowd, they can't. Nobody can.
Except me?
Except you.
How come I can see you?
I don't know, Sam. But what would I do without you?
Thanks.
See, the kid on the swing? That's Susan. She has freckles. She's 6. The twins are Patrick and Michael. They're 4 now, I guess. And Melinda's the 8-year-old. Little mother, look at her. She's a lifesaver for Margot.
And one more on the way. What are they going to call that one?
A boy? I don't know. A girl, I guess it ought to be Deirdre of the Sorrows.
They look like a happy little family to me, playing in the backyard.
Sure they are. When he's not there, he spoils everything for him. There. See, will you look at that?
That's the villain of the piece, huh? Yeah, big son of a gun.
Yeah, and he's as mean as he's big. Oh, look at that. He just smacked one of the twins for nothing.
Can't you do anything to stop it?
I told you, Sam, I'm not allowed.
Well, couldn't you have before?
Why do you think I'm where I am?
You mean he murdered you?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
I tried to break up a fight one day, and he knocked me half across the room. I fell and hit my head. I was out for nearly 5 minutes. And then I thought it was all right. 2 weeks later, I had what they call a stroke. It wasn't. It was a blood clot from the time I fell.
Didn't you go to the police?
I'd passed over before I found out.
With no way to get back at him?
No. It's very frustrating being a ghost.
It can get pretty frustrating just being alive, too, Peter. When I think of all the wonderful things I might have done for my poor wife,
If what?
Nothing. It's only money.
Money? Don't knock it. Can solve a lot of problems.
And cause just as many. I ought to know.
Me too. But how come you?
I have a friend, Mo Beck. Friend. Every morning and evening on the train, commuting, we play a little gin game. Twice a week, Tuesdays and Friday evenings. Little friendly game. You know, when I was having trouble meeting Eve's hospital bills and all, I figured up over the years how much Mo took me for.
Oh, how much?
$1 here, $1 there. Some big games, a $20 bill. Later, 100, maybe up to 5. Altogether, like $10,000. But you believe it? The worst part of it is, I know he cheats.
You still play?
Well, what do you figure from a sucker? I figure sometime I either have to win or catch him at it. Who knows? Maybe tonight could be the night.
$10,000?
It's a lot of money. Except who needs it? What could it buy for me?
Oh, I was just thinking what it could buy for my Margot.
What? That skunk would just take it away from her.
Oh, no. She'd pull up stakes and grab the children and leave.
And he would just follow?
Not him. Not if he didn't know about the money, first off. And second, he wouldn't dare. He'd lose the only real stake he's got, the house. Oh, dear.
What?
They're going in the house. I hope he hasn't been drinking. Oh, if I could only do something about him, but I can't think what to save my life.
It's a little late to think of that. But wait a minute. Maybe it isn't too late for your daughter.
Huh?
You just saved my life. Maybe I can do the same for her.
How?
Look, since she took real sick, I haven't been traveling. But my day off today, I still play gin with Mo. I'm still hoping to catch him out.
Oh, even if you did, what?
What do you mean, what?
Well, what good would it do? The money's gone.
No. He's good for it.
You mean that he'd admit that he cheated?
Mo? Never.
Then how could he be good for it?
Oh, you have to know Mo to understand. I mean, when you say gambler, that's just a word. Mo is a gambler. He could cheat to win, kill to win, anything to win. But he loses, he pays up. Pays up, and in cash. The way that man is made. And if he ever paid up to me, that would be a lot of dough, wouldn't it?
Well, so's winning a lottery, but who wins?
The surest way is to cheat.
You know how?
Up until you came along, no. Now, I do. You're sure you understand now?
Well, I guess. I never was much of a card player.
Look, gin is the simplest game in the world. You have to have at least 3 of a kind, like, say, 3 aces or 3 fours, let's say. Or else a run of at least 3 in a suit. Now, you have 10 cards in your hands, all right? Any combination of runs and numbers that adds up to 10 cards, that gives you gin.
Oh. But what about if you just have 9 cards and 1 left over?
All right, if it's a low card, you go for a laydown. Understand? I mean, you're betting it's lower than the count he has in his hand.
Oh, just like rummy.
It is rummy. Only if you can get all 10 cards first for a laydown in gin, then you score big.
So that's why it's called gin rummy.
That's right. Now, look, you understand what you'll have to do.
Well, sure, he can't see me, so I'll tell you what he's got, what he's looking for. I'll maybe cut the cards an extra time and figure out just how he's cheating you.
That's the idea.
Just hope I can swing it. See, we were never allowed to play cards in my house when I was growing up, so I'm kind of an amateur.
Peter, you're kind of an amateur about everything. You know that? Come on, Peter, cheer up. We're going to get your daughter out of it.
It isn't that, Sam.
What is it now?
I just remembered something.
Now what?
Sam, that you?
Yes, Myrtle. Anything wrong?
No, everything's under control.
Eve, is she all right?
Nothing to worry about. The doctor's with her. I thought you... I heard you talking to someone. Didn't I hear voices down here?
No, I'm all alone.
Oh, now isn't that funny? I could swear I heard...
That's what I was doing.
What?
Swearing. I tripped, coming in the door.
Oh.
But never mind that. What happened to Eve?
Oh, it was one of the bad days, Sam. The pain. I sent for Dr. Maitland.
Well, she's not...
No. Everything's under control. But she was asking for you.
All right, be a good girl and tell her I'll be right up.
Oh, sure. But what are you going to do?
I thought maybe she might want some hot chocolate. She likes that.
I'll get that for her. What she needs from you is you.
If it's me you're worried about, Sam, don't. I wouldn't get in anybody's way.
You better not. Just don't go around scaring anyone like last night.
Oh, I won't. I'll make myself invisible. Hey, now, you better get on up to your wife.
One thing first. What was it you thought you remembered?
Huh? Oh, that. Just why I came here. I mean, why I was sent over.
Why?
Well, Sam, I don't like to tell you, under the circumstances.
It wasn't to fetch someone back?
Well, something like that.
Oh, no, not Eve, please, not my wife. Was it Eve?
I don't know, Sam. Honest. That's all part of what I don't remember.
The terrible thought has swept over Sam suddenly, that the poor lost spirit he has befriended may be a dread messenger come to take his wife from him. Peter no longer is an object of pity, but has reassumed his own presence, a figure of haunting terror, the terror of the real unknown. I shall return shortly with Act 3. 3.
I have a team going with a Carvel store to Ricestown,
Maryland.
Maryland, huh? What's your name?
John Marazzo.
What's your partner's name?
Joseph Nuzzo.
What is this that you told me he's such a ham that if you put him what?
If you put him in a walk-in box, the product would no longer be kosher.
Now, I asked you before, who's the cake decorator in your Carvel store?
Well, that's going to be a problem, but we hope to overcome this and be able to decorate all cakes made fresh daily on the premises and decorated to your specification.
Did you tell me that your partner's colorblind?
He has a problem.
If you want a green cake, he's liable to give you a purple one?
Yeah, with green icing, yeah. He has a problem picking colors, but...
He does?
Customer will have right of approval.
John, your Carvel store during the month of January is going to have a buy one, get one free on Sundays.
Right.
Every Wednesday, right?
There'll be a free ice cream, buy one, get one free ice cream sundae every Wednesday during January.
Thank you.
All right, mystery fans, we'll get back to tonight's WOR Radio Mystery Theater in just a moment.
With a haunted and heavy heart, Sam climbs the stairs to his wife's bedroom. But an unexpectedly reassuring report from the doctor and his wife's apparent health have banished any unhappy thoughts from his mind. Temporarily, at any rate. And now he sits by her bed, her hand in his hand, as all true lovers do. With anxious eyes, he traces the face wasted by pain. Her eyes unnaturally bright, but still lit with love, never leave his face, as if memorizing every feature before they dim and fade away.
Don't look so worried, Sam.
I'm not, darling. Not now.
Dr. Maitland said I was all right, didn't he?
He said you were stronger than ever.
You know why?
Why?
Because I have to live 10 more days. It's our anniversary, remember?
The 40th.
You don't think I wouldn't be there with you for that?
Of course you will.
You know what it is, Sam? The 40th?
Yes. I've already bought your present.
I'll bet I can guess what it is.
You want me to give it to you now?
Indeed, I do not. Before the anniversary, that's bad luck. I'll wait till the day. And don't you worry, I'll be there.
We'll both be there.
Oh, I'll bet I can guess what my present is. You know, the 40th is rubies.
Yes, I know.
A ruby ring. Oh, I always wanted a ruby ring. I'll bet you can't guess what mine is for you, Sam.
I bet I can't either. But do you want me... Eve? Eve? Oh, thank God, I thought... Oh, you're all right. You're all right still. My present. I wonder if you'll be here to give it to me. I wonder if I'll ever find out. Peter. Psst. Peter.
Here I am, Sam, right here. How's your wife?
She's asleep. The doctor gave her something so she could sleep.
You want me to make myself scarce?
Oh, I wish you could just disappear.
I could leave.
No, I need you.
For what? Oh, the game.
Oh, I'd forgotten about that.
Well, then what?
Have you remembered? You didn't come for Eve, did you?
I don't know, Sam. I hope not, but I don't know.
You couldn't take her away from me.
If I was told to, I'd have to. Oh, a fine friend I've turned out to be after all you were planning to do for me. I better leave. Oh, maybe that's someone coming after me.
I doubt it. Anyone you know wouldn't stop to ring doorbells. Must be Mo, here for the game.
You going to call it off now?
No. If between us we can't do anything else, at least we can be of some use to your daughter. He thinks he's the wolf at my door. He doesn't know he's going to be our little pigeon. Let's go let him in.
we playing for, Sam? The usual?
I feel lucky tonight, Mo. You want to raise the ante?
Sure. What'll it be? A tenth, quarter of a cent? What?
How about a cent a point?
Triples?
Sure.
You really want to take a bath, huh? Okay, you got a deal. Pick up your cards and play.
Okay.
Queen of spades, doubles.
Look, I don't want the lady. Do you?
Oh, I might give her a whirl.
He's got 3 queens, 2 kings, 2 fours, a 9, 10, and a jack, and he dealt off the bottom.
That figures.
What'd you say?
Oh, nothing. Are you going to discard?
Sure. How's the 9 of spades grab you?
He wants you to take it so you'll discard the 4.
No, that's not my speed. Let's see the down card. I can use it. I'll give you the 9 of diamonds. That hit you where you live?
Nah, I'm going fishing.
You have a run in hearts using the 4. If you could only fill in with the 7.
He didn't say anything yet. Goes with the cards tonight. They're going to turn on me?
What's your discard?
The lousy 7 spot I drew. Sure hope it isn't any use to you.
Oh, I might just take that. Lucky 7 of hearts. Gin.
Oh, you caught me where I live. For a bundle. Let's see. 3 ladies is all I lay. 2 fours is 8, 2 kings makes 28, 2 tens and a jack is 58, plus gin 25 is 83 in 3 boxes.
Doubled. Spades, right?
Right. 166 in 3 boxes? I'm lucky it only goes on 1 game. What's the matter? You out for blood tonight?
Look, I gotta win sometime, don't I?
Yeah, looks like tonight might be the night.
I'll go with 4.
You're murdering me. What do you got, ESP or something? That's another 62 points, puts you out on all 3 games. A Schneider.
A whitewash? How does it feel for a change, Mo?
The evening's young. You're only into me for a couple of hundred. The luck will change. Your deal.
I don't understand. He's still cheating.
With your help, he's not getting away with it.
What are you, mumbling to yourself?
Just tasting the fruits of victory.
Well, enjoy him while you can, friend. It can't keep up this way.
I'm betting it can.
Want to put your money where your mouth is?
Why not?
Raise the stakes?
Sure, name your poison.
5 cents a point.
You got it.
Fine. Now you don't stand a ghost of a chance.
That's what you think, brother.
Gin? Again?
The name of the game.
Well, I don't see how it's possible. That rounds off another board. You know you're 5,200 odd ahead.
I still haven't caught up to what you're into me for the last 10 years, Mo.
You're not out of the woods yet. But I got to hit the John a moment. Hold everything. I'll be right back.
Pete, you're great. It's working like a charm.
Yeah, it seems to be, but look, I haven't done anything.
What do you mean? You saw he really was cheating, just like I suspected? Now we've been able to cheat him back.
We haven't, Sam. I mean, sure, I could see what he was doing, dealing off the bottom, giving himself sometimes as many as 14 cards on the deal, faking them together so you couldn't see that, laying off 2 or 3 at a time, picking up the same way. But I haven't been able to do anything about it.
What do you mean? I've been winning, haven't I?
Yeah, but not with my help.
What? You mean it's all been sheer luck?
It has to be.
Oh, good Lord. All that money. You know what's the luckiest thing? That I didn't know. I'd have passed out if I'd known.
You better quit while you're ahead.
It's only 5,000.
Only?
Like I said, over the years, I've lost twice as much. I wanted to get it all back for your daughter.
Sam, it's making me too nervous. 5,000 will be more than enough for it. Just let's settle for that.
All right, if you're sure. Watch it. Watch. He's coming back.
Okay, let's get on with it. It's my deal.
Hey, Mo, isn't that enough for tonight?
With you into me for all that dough, you got to give me a chance to get even.
Mo, I'm really tired.
Okay. I tell you what we'll do. 1 hand, double or quits. Now, you can't turn me down on that.
Look, Mo.
What are you going to do? Welsh on an old friend? Come on, Sam. What are you going to throw?
I'm not sure. Here.
No, that would give him chin.
That's the best you can do. I go fishing again. How's lucky 7?
Hits me right in the middle. That's gin.
Yeah, makes you 10,000 richer.
I can't take it. The card I just threw. Let me see your hand. Let me see. Mo, that was your gin card.
Okay.
So we're even.
No, sir.
Mo, listen to me.
Sam, I had a little brush with the Dark Angel the other day. A little heart attack. No, listen to me. It was nothing. I'm okay. But it was enough to make me start doing a little adding up. I play cards, for example, and I like to win. But too much. So I cheat. For 10 years, I've been taking you. Now, I'm a methodical man, and I keep records. Guess how much I've bilked you out of?
About $10,000.
Give or take. It's what I owe you. Tonight I'm paying you back here.
What is it?
Certified cash check. For once, I cheated the right way for the other guy. You got enough sorrow in your life as it is. May this help ease it a little.
No, I don't need money.
I know. But what else do I have to offer?
So, the check is off and mailed to your daughter. Her future is settled.
Gee, Sam, I don't know how to thank you.
Doesn't matter. It was found money for me. I don't need it. Now, what do we do about you?
Oh, I wish I could just disappear.
So do I. You're the only ghost I ever heard about who can't.
Well, I could just walk out the door.
What, and be trampled to death?
Oh, the streets are pretty clear this time of night.
Has to be a better way. Look, isn't there any way you could get in touch with your superiors? Find your way back to wherever you came from?
I can't seem to think of one.
What, in this day of communications? It seems to me incredible. Wait a minute.
What?
How about the telephone?
The phone? Who would I call?
You know how it is today. You want to make a complaint stick, you have to go straight to the top man.
Oh, Sam. He wouldn't be in a telephone book.
How do you know? That's what everyone keeps saying. Just because they don't look it up, they luck out. Come on, let's take a chance.
But how would he be listed?
Under G, I guess.
It'd be a pretty expensive long-distance call.
And worth it.
But, I mean, I hate to put you to the expense.
Don't worry about that. We're on nighttime rates. Here it is.
Where?
Here, right between Gockton and Goda. Now, the number is 800...
That's the man himself?
Yes.
Oh, but what would it cost him?
Costs nothing. It's an 800 number. It's toll-free. Why don't you go ahead and dial? You get through?
I don't know. There's no answer yet. I could... Oh. Is this the number I was trying to reach? Oh, yes, sir. I guess it was the number. This is Peter Pruitt. I don't know if you ever... Yes, sir. I know. Even the least of us. Mm-hmm. Oh, well, you see, sir, I got this crack in the head, and I forgot why we... Oh, yes, sir. I see. I'm sorry I wasn't quite with it, but... Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, I have to? But then that's all right. Yeah, thank you, sir. I'm real glad.
Well?
Well, Sam, I know everything now.
You came to take my wife away from me.
No. I came to take you away from her.
What? Well, that's crazy. I'm healthy. I'm not ready to die.
Whoever is.
You can't take me away.
I got no choice.
You don't even know how to get back there.
Now I do. And you're going back with me. It's why I was sent.
But I can't leave Eve. You can't do that to us. She's been waiting for our anniversary. She's been fighting, holding on just to be there.
Sam, what can I say? You're already 24 hours late.
But I'm healthy. I'm well.
Sometimes we are taken in the fullness of health. Who's to question God?
I do. I'm not ready to go without Eve.
Sam, isn't it better this way? You'll be waiting to greet her.
To greet her?
When she comes to join you. For your anniversary?
I can count on that?
Sam, I haven't been very effective up to now, but this one thing I can promise you.
Then maybe I guess I haven't any choice. And so maybe I.
That's the only difficult part, Sam. Now, we're all going home.
Suspension of belief. To accept this story, of course, that is necessary. None of us really believes in ghosts, or do we? In that moment, when the end of life comes, where are we headed? Where do we go? It'd be nice to think we had a guide, a friendly hand, even a left-handed one like Peter Pruitt, and to believe at the end of it all that we go to a welcome land. I'll be back shortly.
Here we are in the middle of the cold and flu season. Reports about flu are coming in from all over the country. It helps to know this. When it comes to flu, doctors recommend aspirin more than 2 to 1 over any other fever and pain reliever. That's right. Doctors recommend aspirin more than 2 to 1. That's good to know when you're suffering from the aches, pain, and fever that come with a cold or flu.
Bayer aspirin. It has relieved more aches, pain, and fever than any medication in history. Use only as directed.
I don't know a better way to end tonight's story than with a quote from Shakespeare. Our revels now are ended. We are such stuff as dreams are made on, and our little life is rounded with a sleep. Can we wish more to Sam and Eve and Peter Pruitt, that forgetful ghost who at last remembered the way home? Our cast included Mandel Kramer, Martha Greenhouse, Ian Martin, and Jackson Beck. The entire production was under the direction of Hyman Brown.